Hello, and how's it going, Elder Scrolls Nation? It is Skullzi here with the latest and the greatest Bethesda Game Studios news. That's right, I am still here. Todd Howard hasn't tracked me down and taken me out quite yet for digging into all of those Bethesda Game Studios secrets. In fact, I've been doing a lot of digging and I have a lot of awesome discoveries to share with all of you, including some that go above and beyond Bethesda Game Studios themselves. But today, I have something awesome to show all of you because I believe I found the ultimate piece of the puzzle to prove that Bethesda Game Studios is in fact working on a new game engine. Now I know, I've talked a lot about this in previous videos, and in my opinion I feel like I've proved that Bethesda Game Studios is working on a new game engine, but I haven't been 100% completely satisfied with my digging because I didn't find anything written within these pending patents that directly correlates Bethesda Game Studios, even though through speculation and educated guesses we can almost fully confirm that they will be used in next-gen future Bethesda Game Studios games. Today I believe I found something to prove this without a shadow of a doubt. Now before we get into this, I want to give a major shout out to Skipping Skips over on the community channel Discord server. If you're not over there on Discord, look for a link down in the description below for an invite today because there is always an awesome and active conversation taking place over there. In fact, everyone always digs into stuff. We dig into a lot of Bethesda Game Studios stuff together and we find some awesome stuff together, and in fact, this is what that video is kind of from. It's from a community effort to dig into Bethesda Game Studios and their patents, and even though I was planning on looking into this individual, Skipping Skips did do some digging and send me a message on Discord that pushed this stuff all the way to the top of my pile, and because of this, I am bringing you this evidence today. Now, as always, I'm gonna record my screen, that way you can see my bullshit capacity meter is always running at 0%, and that way you can look this information up for yourself to see that it is legit. And as always, like we have been lately, we're gonna start our adventure right here in the pending trademarks and patents for Bethesda Game Studios, or more specifically ZeniMax's upgrades to their in-house software and game engines. Now, not all of this is related to game engines, but like I've shown you in previous videos, most of these are, but the one we're going to be talking about today is number 7, systems and methods for player input motion compensation by anticipating motion vectors and or catching repetitive motion vectors. So what that actually means for those who aren't programmers or can't just kind of break this down is this is related to the game engine trying to keep track of what the player character is doing in terms of what they have equipped or how they're running around to change the ongoing animations in the game. More specifically, depending on what gun you have in your hand and probably the terrain you're running on or something, it'll change the animation and the sway of the rifle bob in your hands, because when you run around in real life, your hands don't stay perfectly still. They move around depending on how your body is moving, and that's essentially what number 7 is trying to do today. Now, what Skipping Skip showed me is that all of these pending trademarks are by the same inventor, Michael Kopietz, and what Michael Kopietz is, or who Michael Kopietz is, he's not an android, who Michael Kopietz is a very interesting and important part, and he may as well be a master at game software and game engines because he's done a lot of stuff. He's made games as far back as the early 2000s and major ones including Crysis, he was a graphics programmer, Crysis 2, senior graphics engineer, Crysis 3, senior graphics engineer again, and then in his most recent career we have games like Doom in 2016, Dishonored 2 in 2016, who he was additional programming for id Software, and then Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, as well as the Elder Scrolls Legends and Quake Champions. So if you haven't noticed already, he recently has been working for not just one game studio within ZeniMax, but he's worked on Dishonored, Wolfenstein 2, Doom, and Elder Scrolls Legends, which all haven't been made by the same studio within ZeniMax. Obviously, these are different studios. So what this tells me is that Michael K is considered an expert with software and engineering within ZeniMax, and they move him around to help game studios work on future games and upgrades to their game engine, which I believe is what he's doing with Bethesda Game Studios right now. Because like I said, we're looking into number 7, right? We're looking into systems and motion player compensation which is right here in Google Patents, and Google Patents gives us a lot more information about this, but I'm not going to break this entire thing down for you because the most important thing is right here in the images, and in fact it is image 11, which is right here, and it's sideways, which makes it hard to see unless you tilt your head and break your neck, but don't do that because I did it for you, and I fixed the image using my master Photoshop skills of rotating it to the right. I know I'm an expert, but after I used my master skills, we can look at what this thing says a little bit easier, and like I said, it talks about rifle bob. You can see that over here on the right, but what tells us that this is related to Bethesda Game Studios? Right here, these first two. Fire, plasma, rifle, and plasma rifles are iconic in the Fallout universe. They've been in the Fallout universe before even Bethesda got their hands on the rights to the game. Plasma rifles have been in Fallout 4, plasma rifles have been in Fallout 76. But now if Michael K is not only listed on this patent which shows the plasma rifle, thus linking Bethesda Game Studios, but at the same time he's listed on all of these pending game engine and software upgrades within ZeniMax, that tells me that some of these are in fact going to be used for next-gen future Bethesda Game Studios games. Right now we know that number 7 definitely is, but I can guarantee that more things in this list will be used for Bethesda Game Studios games, because Bethesda Game Studios is one of the biggest money makers within ZeniMax, and they're going to want to put a lot of focus onto their future projects as they can, especially with all of the drama going on specifically about Bethesda Game Studios' current and future game engine status. Now, as always, I want to know what you have to say about all of this down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this situation and which of these pending patents you think are directly linked to Bethesda Game Studios. If your comment wins the internet and may get featured in a future video, don't forget to subscribe to stay in the know when it comes to Bethesda Game Studios news, next-gen gaming news, and just gaming news in general. Follow me over on Twitter for the latest channel updates and random shit about me. Check out the Twitch channel where I am a Twitch affiliate and I soon will be streaming again very shortly. And if you want to have your hand in providing future content and defending the channel from bullshit video takedowns, then subscribe to the community on Patreon where you can earn unique and awesome awards. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when Todd Howard does both stuff and things that terrify me. I know you're out there watching, Todd. You can't hide in the bushes forever.
Bye, have a great time.